on the Twitter.
So good.
Here we go.
Good. We're back to all 4 jet engines at 100%. One of them was on fire for a brief moment.
I just had to grab my fire extinguisher and put it out
killed the
real
gremlin
quick.
on the wing, kicked him off the airplane, and we're flying nicely. Jack and Van Buren. Same question we just got from Bruce and Fort Smith. How much does a court storming cost the administration? Is there a difference between rushing the court and storming the court? I think storming the court sounds like kind of like a battle, like you're a pitched battle. Sounds like warring armies going up against each other. Storm the court. Goodness gracious. Watch out for hot tar being dumped down from above. If you're rushing the court, then it's just for fun. I'd rather rush the court than storm the court.
I would too. Storming sounds like you said, kind of like a dangerous activity, like something could definitely go wrong. But rushing, it's excitement. And I hope that by tonight everybody gets on board with the storming, rushing, whatever you want to call it, onto the court. Because once again, I know the fact that you feel like you got to act like you've been there before, but you got to remember, and I hate to do this, but you got to remember, old people, you have. The youngins, the students, they ain't been there. They weren't there in 94 and 95. They weren't there when Arkansas beat the number 2 Auburn at home in 99. They weren't there, but they're here today.
Was the last time Arkansas beat a number 1 team in Arkansas the famous North Carolina game in Pine Bluff?
Yes, it was.
That's the thing, because even the quote-unquote old people, and who?
Yeah,
Jackson,
y'all never seen
Jackson, if you're older than 40, you're not old.
He's
Sorry.
not old. He's like,
no.
He's texted us our age one time. I want to say he's like 20 years old.
No, I'm not old. I'm middle-aged. There's a difference here. Anyway, even the middle-aged and the older, not many of them, if any of them, have experienced beating their team, their Razorbacks, beating a number 1 basketball team in a home game. So it's not a matter that they've seen it before. But this goes along. This goes along with yesterday's generational gap argument, divide war that's being fought here in a fan base in the middle. Well, it's right now on an 8-game winning streak. So they're warring in the middle of this great stretch, and this is perfect to just transport that right to the idea of beating a number 1 team. Could Arkansas be the only fan base where you beat a number 1 team and the fans are still fighting with each other?
Yeah, I don't know. And this is a weird kind of I guess this might be the feeling of a lot of people. Ryan in Prairie Grove says football, yes, basketball has been there before. It's a no. Well, if my memory is correct, Arkansas claims a national championship in the 60s, right?
64.
So they have just as many championships in football as they do in basketball, correct?
Sounds right.
And to the students, 94 and 64 might as well be the same year. Because if you're a college kid right now, you weren't born in 94. And so it might as well be the same time. So realistically, if it's a yes for football, if it's all good fun in football, then you should have the same rules. Because whether it's been, 60 plus years or it's only been 28 years, it's still basically the same in the eyes of the students. Just let them have fun. Let them make the memories. I still look back fondly at pictures with my best friends in the middle of the field, and we all jumping over the railing. And, 5-6 people broke ankles that day because the wall at the Liberty Bowl, it's a pretty high jump.
Those are memories too, Drew.
There are.
Broken bones are memories that you're never going to forget, especially if it comes during a rush the court moment. Who's going to be the one? Who's going to be the one? Now, you can't do this at the basketball arena, but you remember when the 2 ladies got stuck in the hedges?
Oh, yes. Yes,
oh, gosh. That's absolutely hilarious. I saw a moment, and this would have been either the 1977 or the 78 American League Championship Series, a famous moment. Chris Chambliss wins it with a walk-off home run, and Reggie Jackson – no, it wasn't a walk-off home run, sorry. Jackson is coming off the field after the final out of the championship series, and the Yankees fans – they didn't rush the field. These are Yankees fans, so they stormed the field.
Yes.
Yeah. Shields, armor, masks, all sorts. This was 1970s New York City. It was utter chaos, and Reggie Jackson was running through the fans like a running back. And when he finally got past the first base line, that close to the dugout and close to safety, he just put his head down and ran right through 3 people. So be careful. Be careful.
Yes,
Reggie Jackson's not out there, but there are some big fellows out there that are going to be playing.
If you do storm the court, which once I said I'm all for, just be respectful. Don't hit any of the Auburn players. Don't try to tackle Jalen Williams. Please look out for Chris Likes. I know most of y'all are probably taller than him, so just be careful. Don't injure anybody, but have fun.
Yeah, and yeah, you don't have to be told to make your memories, especially if you break a bone, because I think you're going to
remember that one.
We remember the moments we break bones, yes? We remember the moments you beat the number 1 team. Don't make these things come together at the same moment. We are also brought to you by Wave Rural Connect, live in our Clarksville zone. This covers areas south of, areas north and west of Clarksville, Ozone, Oark, Lake Ludwig, Harmony, Mount Vernon, and all the areas in between. So if you live there and you're a member of Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and you hate your terrible overpriced internet, well, Wave Rural Connect is the best choice that you can get for fastest internet at $49.95 per month. Call 833-4WAVE-RC. That's 833-4WAVE-RC. Or go online to signup.waveruralconnect.com. That's Wave Rural Connect and Arkansas Valley Electric. They change the communities they serve. Into the break. Yes, Greg and Fort Smith, can you win the game first? But we're trying to kill 2 hours on talk radio. Curtis Wilkerson next.
This is Toyota Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Get by your local Toyota dealer for a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places.
O'Reilly.
Trust the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts to recommend the best care.
When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
The phrase in dire straits originated in the 1400s from sailors having to carefully navigate their vessels through narrow passages to avoid a shipwreck. So Far Away from Dire Straits is a song lamenting the struggle of a long-distance relationship over the phone. Mark Knopfler said, "It's a joke. It can't really be done over a long period of time because you both get exhausted with it. Sin has put us in dire straits with God, and that's why he feels so far away." Jesus said the passage to God is a narrow way, and he promised when he went so far away, the Holy Spirit would be here to stay. This isn't some hunch or intuition, but a conviction navigating you to God's holy word. When you have a real relationship with God, you have the person of the Spirit living inside you, guiding your walk of life every step of the way. Don't trust your feelings. Look up John chapter 16 and see if it sends you reeling. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Read about it.
BetOnline has you covered for all the holiday season. More props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline remains your number one spot for all sports action. Head to our new updated desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus with the promo code BELIEVE to receive your bonus. That's BLEAV to receive your bonus. And it's not just football. BetOnline has pro and college hoops, NHL, boxing, UFC, even your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of all these amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports.
Online at TrinityMultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
Elite Roofing is a locally owned roofing contractor. If you're building a new home or maybe need a new roof on your existing home, Elite Roofing can take care of you. Elite Roofing is known for their dependability and reliability. Just ask any of their satisfied customers. They are licensed and insured, and references are available upon request. If you need a roof, call your local roofing contractors. Elite Roofing, 478-8668. That's 478-8668. Elite Roofing, 478-8668.
When you want beer, you go to a bar. When you want top shelf spirits, wines, handcrafted cocktails, and cigars, in an atmosphere benefiting a destination, you go to 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Try our new menu items including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, or stick to your favorites, dine in or carry out. Enjoy our state-of-the-art air filtration system. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open at 4 Tuesday through Saturday.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey! Love and happiness. But wait a minute, something's going wrong. Someone's on the phone. 3 o'clock in the morning.
Guys, here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
And Curtis Wilkerson joining us. He's become a friend of the show recently. He would be one of the illustrious members of the media that are going to be at Arkansas-Auburn basketball Bud Walton Arena tonight. He never misses a game. Why would he? Curtis, appreciate your time. What's going on? Well, I would say what's going on today. I know what's going on today, so.
Kind of a big day.
Doesn't feel like your regular old average Tuesday, does it?
No, it definitely does not. I appreciate you guys having me on. Yeah, I mean, I think you were spot on when you were talking about it earlier. You look at it and you think, okay, it's just kind of an old-fashioned Tuesday SEC basketball game, but there's a big-time buzz around campus, and it's a big opportunity for Arkansas. Anytime you do something for the first time, it's a big deal. It's the first time Arkansas has hosted a number one inside Bud Walton Arena, so it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to taking in the atmosphere and hopefully, like you said also, that the game lives up to the hype leading up to it.
I mean, we've talked atmosphere, out the yin-yang, and what happens if you win and all of that, but pretty simple when it comes down to it. I mean, there is a home court advantage no matter where you're playing at home. Bud Walton's a little bit different based upon how many people are there and the energy. So, I mean, how... Are there a number of points you kind of lay towards Arkansas because they're playing at Bud Walton in what's going to be this jazzed up area? Different than if you were playing in Auburn, where they've created an atmosphere that's pretty damn difficult to play in front of too.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really good point, and we've heard it said time and time again, throughout the course of the season. It's really hard to win on the road in the SEC. No matter where you're going. And, we've seen that with an Auburn team who's won, 19 in a row now. But they've looked mortal on the road. They had a 1-point win at Missouri, a 2-point win at Georgia. That's a little bit different, when you're playing in front of maybe a half-full gym compared to what they're going to be witnessing when they walk into Bud Walton Arena tonight. But there's something to be said about playing on the home floor. I've said throughout the course of the year, I think when Bud Walton Arena is really rocking, it certainly should be tonight. You need to be 8 to 10 points better than Arkansas if you're going to get out of there with a win. And, Auburn's probably got the goods to do that. If they're firing on all cylinders, they're number one team in the country for a reason. But, there's something to be said for, it's cliche, but the sixth man that, this crowd might be able to provide tonight.
Mm-hmm. So the thing Arkansas has done so well since Muss settled on this starting lineup and this rotation is control the paint. On the glass, off the rim, as far as outscoring opponents in the paint, getting to the foul line. This is where Arkansas has been better than everybody else they've played. Auburn is really, really good in the paint. I know that their guards lead them in scoring in SEC play, but this is the true test of your ability to control the paint when you're going up against a guy like Walker Kessler and especially what he does offensively in there. And, I mean, he leads the nation in blocks too.
Yeah, Walker Kessler, he's probably really the straw that stirs the drink for Auburn. just having an incredible year. This is a guy, he's got 97 blocked shots. And, to kind of put that in perspective, Arkansas is not a bad shot blocking team. They're middle of the pack in the SEC. They have 101 as a team. The Walker Kessler is only 4 off Arkansas's team pace in total block shots this season. It's just incredible what he's been able to do. He's 7'1", 245 pounds. He's a guy that can move. So he's disruptive in there defensively. It's going to be really important, I think, for Arkansas to find a way to drag him out on the perimeter, get him away from the rim. You can't protect the rim if you're not around it. And I think that makes Jalen Williams a good matchup. He's been shooting that 3 better. Walker Kessler is going to have to respect that. He's going to have to step out there and guard it. And then maybe try to get him involved in some pick and roll and see if you can just get him out on the perimeter some. And then offensively, he's tough to handle because he's so good as a roll man in the ball screen action, that middle pick and roll. If the guards are able to get into the teeth of the Arkansas defense, you really find yourself in no man's land if you're defending Kessler, because the moment you step over to help, they're going to lob that thing up there to him. So, I think that matchup in particular between Williams and Kessler is definitely the biggest one to watch going into this game.
Yeah, and to put that block number even in bigger perspective, again, the only reason I know this off the top of my head is because I saw it on Twitter earlier today. The 97 that Kessler has this season, that would put him 3rd in the NBA right now. Jaren Jackson Jr. leads the NBA with 122 to this point in the season, and I'm pretty sure they played more games in the National Basketball Association than they have at the university at Auburn University this season. But when it comes, and you talk about Kessler and Jay Will, and that's going to be the biggest matchup, and obviously Kessler's going to have to respect the way that Jalen Williams has been playing and he's been shooting. What type of matchup should we see outside of Kessler, possibly with the guy that you're going to need to be your leading scorer in J.D. Note? Who's going to be the guy that's trying to keep him from putting up his normal 20-plus points?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. Arkansas is going to need a better game out of J.D. Note than they got against Mississippi State. He struggled from the field, 4-16, made some big plays down the stretch, but they're going to need him to get back to the way he had been, for the past several games. That was the first SEC game that J.D. Note played in that he was held below 15 points. So you have to think he's going to be ready to play in this game. Normally, if you look at Auburn defensively, you look at their starting point guard, Zep Jasper, probably by far their best perimeter defender, as the guy that would check Note there. He's questionable going into this game. He didn't play at Georgia. He's sick, I guess, a non-COVID related illness. And Bruce Pearl said yesterday that he didn't practice on Sunday. He didn't plan on practicing on Monday, and it was just going to kind of be a wait-and-see thing based on how he felt. Either way, if you miss the game and you miss some practices, how close are you going to be to 100%, which you probably need to be if you're going to defend a guy like J.D. Note. So if he's not available, you start going down a little bit and looking at maybe a Wendell Green or a KD Johnson, but that matchup gets a lot more difficult on Auburn on the flip side if Jasper's not able to go.
And we've been talking, very positive. I think most people around the natural state are feeling positive and feeling upbeat about this game, and that with the Arkansas's chances of winning. And it just kind of coincides with the new bracketology put out today. Joe Lenardi has them at 7. You look at Shelby Mass of BracketWag.com and USA Today. He's got the Hogs at a 9 seed. You see him anywhere between a 7 and a 10. And we know what type of games Arkansas has still to come. Kentucky, 2 against Tennessee, LSU, throw in a Missouri game in there. If Arkansas wins tonight, and, let's say they do lose most, if not all, of the Murderers Row games that I just mentioned, does a win against number 1 tonight firmly secure an NCAA tournament bid?
I don't know if it would quite put them into lock status, but they'd be getting pretty close at that point. It's actually pretty impressive that Arkansas is, trending as a 7, and like you said, anywhere from a 7 to 10 seed. Given that they've got more quad 3 losses right now than they have quad 1 wins, which is interesting to think about, because I do think some of these games that Arkansas has won lately, you think about Mississippi State, at LSU, Texas A&M, West Virginia, even those are good wins, quality wins, and they're 6-0 in those quad 2 games, but all those teams have kind of been struggling and scuffling a little bit lately. So, Arkansas is looking for that signature win. I mean, is there a better one than beating the number 1 team in the country? I don't think so. So, you look at these net rankings, and Arkansas has been hovering in that 35 to 40 range here for a while. And I know, a lot of people on message boards and on Twitter have been frustrated because they see a team like LSU who's lost 6 out of 7, but they're still right there, in the top 20 in these net rankings. People want to know why. Well, it's because they have a couple really nice wins that are holding them up right now. So I think if Arkansas is able to pull this one off, tonight, and if it's not tonight, they've got some other opportunities to do it. But once you notch a couple of those signature wins, it really propels you into that upper echelon. And it's hard to drop. And the good thing is about this schedule is, I mean, if you want to call it a good thing, but
not really a bad loss.
So difficult, but even if Arkansas, there's not a bad loss to be had there. Exactly. So a lot of opportunities to really boost the resume, and maybe not so many to hurt it. So a win tonight, I think, would really jump Arkansas up. And then it doesn't get any easier. You got to turn the page and you head to Tuscaloosa on Saturday. So it's going to be an interesting month, to say the least.
Curtis, during this 8-game winning streak, offensively they've kind of been all over the place a few times. Defensively, they've been completely locked down. They've allowed 60 points or more in just 3 of these 8 games, and no more than 73 points in a game. Auburn has scored 73 or more 9 of the last 10 games. I've kind of identified 73 as a magic number. I don't know how easy it is to keep Auburn below that number, on any sort of basis. I know they scored 55 against Mizzou, but that to me felt more like a fluke than anything else. Where do you see this game kind of falling in as far as, where does the score need to be for Arkansas to be in that honey zone?
Yeah, I think that's probably just about right. If they can keep Auburn in the low 70s range, I think that puts Arkansas in a really good spot. It's interesting. Before every game, I'll kind of go and take a look at a bunch of the different projections on the computers and see where they have the score picked. And most of them have this one close. Scores are a little bit higher than I expected. I see anywhere from 77 to 82 for Auburn, and really anywhere from 73 to about 79 for Arkansas. That's a little higher maybe than I expect, just given not only the way Arkansas has been playing defense, but I think the crowd factors into that too. I mean, is Auburn going to be able to hear their own play calls? I don't know. And then with the way Auburn protects the rim, I kind of expect a little bit of a lower scoring game, but Auburn does have a lot of offensive firepower. So, yeah, I like that 73 number. I think if Arkansas can do that, and really, it's just kind of weathering some of the storms. I think when games get away from teams when they're playing Auburn, they can really hit you in waves. And, they'll get out in transition. Katie Johnson gets downhill, gets man one, and, then they'll pull up a couple ridiculously deep threes. And next thing you know, you're about 90 seconds later and they've gone on a 10-0 run. Arkansas's got to be able to weather those storms when they come. And the good thing about the Razorbacks this season, it's kind of an interesting stat, but they're one of the highest teams in the country when it comes to giving up runs of at least 10-0 and also putting on runs of 10-0. We've talked about that spurt ability. So they're going to have to be able to kind of limit the punches that they absorb, but be able to swing back when they do take one.
Curtis, do you think Chris Likes continues and builds off of the success that he had against Mississippi State, obviously hitting 2 big threes in the game, especially the kind of the putter away shot at the end on Saturday, just to continue that success?
I think so. I mean, it's a guy who's played in a lot of big games before. Throughout the course of his career, he's played at Duke, at North Carolina, and he hasn't had the talent around him there that he does here in Arkansas. A guy that I think has been humbled a little bit, maybe over the course of the last few weeks, but it's kind of served to refocus him. He's been working hard. He's got his confidence back. And you can see, the type of impact that he can have on this team when he's fully bought into, what they need him to do, and when he's feeling himself. And he was obviously feeling himself the other night with that shot he took at the end of the game, but he stuck it, and that's if that doesn't speak to confidence, I don't know what does. And Arkansas is going to need him They're going to need Devo Davis tonight. You know, J.D. Notae can't be the only guard out there making an impact against a team like Auburn. And so I think those guys off the bench are going to loom large. Auburn's a deep team. You know, the Arkansas bench has been playing better lately. You can throw Kamani Johnson into that mix too. But, yeah, I think the ball handling of Chris, you know, his ability to create and make a shot, you know, especially against a team that's going to be tough on you around the rim, those things are important. And then his ability to get to the free throw line and cash in there, you know, something he's done at a pretty high level throughout the course of the season. So, yeah, I mean, I think he's in as good of a position as he has been all season in terms of just confidence and the way he's been playing. And they're going to need him to do it again tonight for sure.
You're good to come on, Curtis. Always appreciate it. You do great work as well. So fans, make sure it's worth your subscription at hogsports.com. And we appreciate you as always. Thanks, Curtis.
Hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate it anytime.
Hey, appreciate it, Curtis.
You got it. I just figured out there's another barometer. Maybe not the score, you know, get into 73. It would be the Bruce Pearl sweat barometer.
How many buckets of sweat?
When you start to see the pit stains come out, and by the time you're maybe like 15 minutes left in the second half, that's a pretty good barometer for you. Yeah. You get two of the most intense coaches in the SEC here, but Musk controls the sweat, I guess. I don't know. Maybe he needs to show him where he buys his Mitchum.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I think if you get 3 buckets of sweat out of Bruce Pearl, you're feeling pretty good. Let's see over-under, 3.
We'll have to pay attention to that with our eyes, not our nose. First hour wraps up next.
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedures for you and your family. From general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics, Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confidence, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. Our #1 volume lure out of our 20 fishing brands is the Bobby Garland Baby Shad. We make them by the millions in our facility in Fort Smith, and the Baby Shad is without a doubt the #1 soft plastic crappie lure in the U.S. Fish it on a light jig head or underneath a float, and you'll find it's as productive as live bait. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Bobby Garland Baby Shad.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Save up to $5,000 and get a free saltwater system upgrade when you create the backyard of your dreams this summer with Burton Pools and Spas. Hi, Tommy Kraft here for my good friends at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith. Right now is the time to plan that backyard oasis, that backyard of your dreams. Save $5,000 in the month of February when you sign up now. And I'll tell you what, Burton's is going one extra. Be one of the first 7 families to stop by or give them a call at Burton's and get a free upgrade to the saltwater system. This makes taking care of your pool so much easier and will save you a ton of money on chemicals each and every month. That's a nearly $2,000 upgrade. You get it free when you call right now at Burton Pools and Spas. Save $5,000 and get a free upgrade this month at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and always online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, they are your source for backyard fun.
Hi folks, matchmaker Larry Rath here with a sweetheart of a deal from Rath Auto Resources. I'm on a mission to help you find the nicer, newer car of your dreams. So if the thrill is gone with your old ride, come see the best selection of Rath Road Ready vehicles we've had in over 2 years. Each one hand-picked and reconditioned in our Meineke Car Care Center. Just find the one you love the best and let our friendly, non-commissioned solution specialists do the rest. With discounts up to $4,100 below retail and the highest trade-in values ever, you'll be head over heels for the deals too. Gonna make it work with the car you have? Let us give it the attention it deserves in our Meineke Car Care Center with a free winter-ready inspection, half-off brakes, and buy 3 get 1 free on all tires. But hurry, this deal will be over quicker than your first crush. Start driving better today in a nicer, newer car you love from Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey! There's a woman going crazy on Caroline Street, stopping every man that she does meet, saying if you'll be gentle, if you'll be sweet, I'll show you my place on Caroline Street.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Follow the guys on Twitter at PhilElsonPXP, at Matt Travis, and at DBarrett36. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
Hey, got plans for all of you guys today. Everybody. Got to go to Joe's Grill and Cantina today. Multiple reasons. One, it's Tuesday. And on Tuesdays, well, LeBron can tell you.
It's Taco Tuesday!
So there's that. And crispy tacos are just $1 all day long. The pork carnita tacos are $2.25. Brisket pork belly tacos are $3.25. And you get your sides of beans and rice for 75 cents. But it's more than that. It's much more than that. Because when Arkansas basketball is on the TV, Joe's Grill and Cantina has many TV screens to show it on, and they have half-price apps and taps during the game. It's Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith. You can go online to make your order at joesfortsmith.com, or you can just show up across from the Harps in Fort Smith. Drew, TiV is TV.
I know what you were trying to say, but I don't know if I've ever actually heard anybody call it a TiV.
Those who occasionally say TiV might actually call a situation a sitch every once in a while. We like to shorten our words.
Well, to each their own. I'm not going to.
More economical.
I'm not going to try to throw you. I'm not going to ridicule you for saying TiV. That's fine.
What was the word you made up yesterday? Because I got you on one of those yesterday. I forget which one it was.
Well, see, I'm not even trying to make fun of you, and you're trying to rehash something that I messed up.
Longevely.
Longevely. That's it.
That was the one.
His body is not longevely enough. If you want me to use it in a sentence.
Longevity.
Country of origin, Drew and
Ease. This sounds like a dessert, like a really kind of a dessert that needs some time to congeal. Longevely. Put that longevity
just gotta
back
rest.
in the pie.
Yeah, just let it rest in the fridge.
Pretty please. Oh, all right. So 877-377-6963. Bruce asked how much the court storming, it's rushing, unless we're battling, how much it cost the administration. I'd searched it just before the show started. I think it's $25,000. But I saw this story
that
came
for
up
football.
from 8 years ago. I think football, it's $100,000.
I don't think it was that much.
I think it was more than $25,000 for the football field rushing.
I think it might be how many times you do it. Because I know you have like a 5-year period where if you do it multiple times in 5 years, the fines go up.
It's like auto accidents on your auto insurance.
Yeah, but once you get past
points,
the day,
you get points for rushing the court. Yeah, and the cops are making sure that they keep names of everybody running it. I'd wondered this too. We're making such a big deal, and for good reason, about number one.
It's a big night
showing up here. And I remembered, just earlier this year, women's basketball hosted number one, and it was South Carolina. Women's basketball has hosted number one, and I just got this answer from Mario Bervante, our outstanding sports information director for women's basketball. This is great. You ask a question that you think might take a little bit of time to research, and a minute later you get the answer. LSU came in 2004 as the number one team, South Carolina in 2020, and South Carolina in 2022. And Arkansas did not beat either one of them.
Was UConn not number one last year?
No, I think they were number 2.
Mm.
Were they number 1 or number 2? I don't think they were number 1 at that point. I have to go back and look at the schedule. But, I mean, hey, you saw it was UConn. That's all you kind of needed.
Yeah.
Women's basketball beat 2 top 5 teams at Bud Walton Arena last year.
Mm-hmm.
Now you get a chance. I mean, Kentucky, if Kentucky keeps winning the way they are, you're going to get another top 5 team coming in.
I mean, heck, who knows if you get the right breaks? I mean, that's still 2 weeks away, so we still got 2 polls to go. You get enough breaks, you might get a crack at another number 1 team.
We've had a couple of people text in about beating LSU with Shaquille O'Neal. Hacker in Harrison texted about his best home game memory was beating Shaq in overtime last game in Barnhill and says, let him rush the floor. Attaboy, Hacker.
Attaboy.
He'd be one of those quote-unquote old people that Jackson keeps pointing at. If you're
way to be with the young
40.
people.
And then Scott in Ozark points to a key to win tonight. Remember how we beat Shaq back in the day when Auburn's in man coverage, pull Kessler away from the basket. In order to do that, though, you need somebody that Kessler's guarding to hit outside shots. And maybe Jalen Williams is the key to winning tonight. 877-377-6963. Pat Smith from Jocks Radio joins us in hour number 2 because Auburn basketball is doing really well right now. Auburn football seems like a dumpster fire. We'll talk about that and more next.
It is here, fast, reliable internet from Wave Rural Connect. Cedarville, Uniontown, Natural Dam, and surrounding areas get fast fiber internet, TV, and phone service from a local provider you can trust based in Ozark, Arkansas. Internet starts at $49.95 a month, TV at $43.99, and phone at $29.95. Order now at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Do it now. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
First Western Bank has immediate openings for customer service reps in their Northwest Arkansas and River Valley locations. First Western Bank offers competitive pay as well as benefits, including paid vacations, sick time accrued monthly, ability to participate in medical, vision, and dental insurance coverage, employee stock ownership programs that shares company profits with employees, and more. Apply now at firstwestern.com/jobs. First Western Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
Ask Shelter agents Brandon Zimmerman or Chris Dooley about a free insurance review. NWA Gold and Silver has moved to a new location in Fort Smith at 4600 Rogers Avenue across from Med Express. NWA Gold and Silver is always buying gold and silver, scrap, bullion, and coins. Plus, NWA Gold and Silver buys and sells jewelry of all kinds. Diamond rings, wedding bands, engagement rings, earrings, and more. Bring in your gold or silver today to the people that pay the most and have the best deals. NWA Gold and Silver in their new location at 4600 Rogers Avenue across from Med Express in Fort Smith.
River City Bistro is Fort Smith's favorite place for lunch, dinner, and brunch. Open 7 days a week, both on the patio and cozy dining room. River City Bistro, locally owned and open weekdays 11 till 8, Saturdays 10 till 8, and Sundays 10 till 3. Want River City Bistro curbside to go? Just search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro or go to rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, glorious sunshine with our high in the upper 50s to lower 60s. A little bit of a southwesterly wind anywhere from 15, gusting at times to near 30 miles per hour. Clear, breezy tonight. Overnight lows in the low to mid 30s and sunshine back to near 60 on Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Listen to every Razorback basketball game right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
I hate everything you just said. KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3.
They're hilarious.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Woo!
on your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
And this one belongs to the Razorbacks.
Streaming live from
hitthatline.com.
Fans are amazing. It is lit down here on the sideline.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Here come the students. Oh, here come the students. They're coming from the south end, and this one has been a long time brewing.
I have been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Judging by the sound of it, so has everyone else.
Hey, hold on. It's almost halftime.
And into the second hour, halftime on this Tuesday. It is Tuesday. Doesn't feel like a Tuesday. We're all excited about number one Auburn versus number nothing Arkansas. Drew wants to say they're number 27 based on
number 27 receiving votes. At least RV Arkansas Razorbacks is hosting the number one team in the country, Auburn Tigers. So we've had this discussion before. Tuesdays are normally our Mondays, right? But today it can't be a Monday.
It's a Friday now.
It's a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So what is Wednesday?
Dude, you got me completely mixed up. I don't know what tomorrow is.
I mean, just like, whoa, dude. We're just gonna have to feel the vibe. You know what? We can't call it. We're just gonna have to let Wednesday call it whatever it wants. You know, if Wednesday wants to be called a Thursday, that's cool. If he wants to be a Sunday, that's fine.
Tomorrow's gonna be like a Saturday for me, man, because I got theater tickets in the Rock with the kids. Yeah,
I am
tomorrow's the
so
day.
jealous of you. You know that, right?
Tomorrow's the night, Hamilton at Robinson Center with my two kids. Really excited about that. We're getting ready to dress up, take them out for a nice dinner. We'll have champagne. I'll have champagne.
I was about to say.
And we'll enjoy it. Yeah, it'll be like a Saturday night, and then they get to go to school the next day.
Mm-hmm. Well, sucks for them. But I am extremely jealous. I have tried to win Hamilton tickets probably 200 or 300 times when they were in the Orpheum back in East-West Memphis.
Well,
I've seen the Hamilton on the Disney Plus at least 10 times. Love it. Love it. Here's a random fact, Phil. I love a good musical. Love a good play. And when it's a musical rap play, it's got Drew Barrett written all over it.
You're making me feel a little bit bad that I'm headed to this, and I've seen it
don't feel
in
bad.
the theater once. But you mean for a cool $300, you can have my ticket as long as you take my kids.
I'm good.
You'll have to drive to Little Rock.
Yeah, I'd like to eat this week.
Okay, very good. Very good. Yeah, so I don't know. It's going to be this week is nothing but a weekend for me.
Yeah, because then you're Thursday, then it's Thirsty Thursdays, ladies' night, and then we're right into Friday.
This isn't work anyway, so life is one long weekend anyway, okay? So
all right, I'm good with that.
Let's just be honest about these things. All right, we do have Charlie on hold, so let's take the call. Tuna, what you thinking about this today? Do you do predictions, or do you usually just kind of go until we turn it into a conversation? Because some people like to make predictions. What do you think about this?
Well, I'm really confused. Y'all are really making me confused about what day it is.
Yeah, Drew's got everybody's head spinning right now.
Hey, man, just let the day be its own.
Do you think my bosses will buy the fact that, I could say Drew Barrett, my buddies from Halftime Live, and Phil Ellison said today was Sunday? You think they'll buy that?
You don't need anything coming from us. You don't. Didn't Hunter Yurchek and Eric Musselman already tweet out some kind of an excuse letter for leaving work early? So
yeah, I was about to say I can write you up a version of that and sign it for you. It might help. I don't know.
It's only the 5 millionth time anybody's ever tried to do that. Be cute with the excuse letter. Now, how many people are actually showing up with the boss and saying this? What they're doing with the boss, Charlie, is they're saying, "See these 2 tickets I've got here? One of these can be for you.
Just gotta let me leave at 3.
Beers are on you."
Well, if I want to get to the game, I better be leaving right now because it's about a 5.5 hour drive. But anyway, here's the deal. I'll say this: this is one of the more exciting games for me. Probably one game that comes to mind is that Kentucky game when Michael Claus got that putback dunk. That when Mike Anderson was still the coach, that was one of the more exciting home games we had. I know Kentucky was top 10 at the time, but you know what? Eddie fired me up yesterday. That's why I asked you guys: has Eddie called yet before I call in? Because there's no way I can beat him. So
no,
he has not called halftime.
He called in yesterday, and Jason in Frankfurt was very upset that he had to set Eddie up because that's tough to do.
Well, I'm not. There's no way to follow that up. So here's the deal. He changed my mind because I actually thought Auburn was going to, I think Auburn, it's going to be a close game either way, but Arkansas is going to find a way to win. And there's one play that's going to come to my mind. Somebody's going to make a big shot, and I don't know who it's going to be. But I don't know if you guys remember the other day, Jay Will taking that three. We were up 1 with about 50-something seconds left.
Yeah.
And he shot that thing with conviction, confidence, everything you can think of. And I don't know if y'all read his lips on the way back down the court, but he meant it. So, he's one of those guys that, he's just got that smile, that confidence, that swag about him, and you love that about him. And he's not afraid of the big moment, and neither is J.D. Note.
You know what I'm excited to see? Real quick, Charlie, I just want to make a point here on Jalen. I'm very interested to see, because out of all the times that he shoots the three, and it's not very often, he fakes it almost every touch around the perimeter. I'll give you that little fake with that leg up in the air, and I can't wait to see where Walker Kessler is guarding him when he gives him that fake the first time. And if he tries to drive past him, and Kessler's really good at recovering if somebody's got a step on you, but Jalen's got long arms too. So, this is going to be one of the real fascinating things to watch tonight.
Oh, it's going to be a heck of a matchup, but I think Jalen is smart too from the standpoint of he might drive in there hard and stop on a dime and pump fake and try to get him in the air and lean into him. If he can draw a couple, same with JD. JD just kind of wild sometimes when he goes to the lane. He can finish with either hand, but if he can kind of stop on a dime and pump fake and lean into a couple of those guys and get them in foul trouble, that would be huge. But, we're going to have to make some shots. We can't, it's going to be, and we're going to have to play one of our better defensive games of the year. And everybody that plays, all 8 of them, because I think that will be our rotation, are going to have an impact on the game some way. And it's not about, Chris Lake scoring 15, 20, but if he is a nuisance defensively like he has been the last few games, and Devo does what he does and rebounds, and Kamani, Phil, you've been talking about him all year with his physicality, his energy. It's not about him coming in and scoring, but if he can just be a nuisance, and get in those guys' heads a little bit.
He needs to bang with those big guys, man.
Appreciate you guys.
He needs to he needs to play with that, kind of intimidating presence that he I think has helped instill with this team, even from the outside looking in. The bench is going to need to score. It's not like you need Likes to drop 10 in 20 minutes, but this can't be one of those shutout games for him where he's just doesn't have the shot. Devo can't be a donut hole or even close to that. Like, this is a game where the bench is going to have to chip in. It just feels like what has this team been consistently good at? It's been defense. It's been lockdown defense. It has not been offense. It hasn't been. 63 is not enough for a victory. 64 is not enough for a win. 65 is not. Heck, 75 might not even. And those are 4 of the 8 wins where you've scored 75 or fewer points. So that for me, it's can offensively they be up to the task against a really, really good defensive team?
And for me, you talk about how good defense Auburn is. Another factor that's going to play in this is how well can they secure the basketball. They played a really physical team in Mississippi State on Saturday and only had 6 turnovers. That was phenomenal. But can they keep it going? And if you look at the 8-game winning streak, history would tell you in the last month that no, that 6 games was an anomaly. It's not the norm, that they could possibly be back around their average of anywhere between 12 to 18. If they're able to keep down the turnovers, keep down the second chance shots and fast break points for Auburn, I think that plays a huge factor in it because, obviously second chance points, that means you're getting the right defensive rebounds. You're able to get inside of Kessler and take those balls away from him. And with a team like Auburn, a turnover can be deadly because basketball is such a game of momentum, such a game of runs. And if you give Auburn an inch of momentum, they're going to take a mile. So keeping the turnovers to a minimum and keeping those things down. And I think if you keep the I'm not going to say you got to keep it as low as 6, but I think you keep it 10 or below, feeling really good. That's a good spot to be at.
So Tuna also asked, where's Eddie? He hasn't called in yet today, but I did get a text from Eddie this morning. It fills up 2/3 of the phone screen, so it's a pretty
normal size text.
Pretty good
Eddie
text. We got a Hog Basketball Delight baking inside Bud Walton in there. We've got another Hog Delight. We've got a Feed the Tigers a big bowl of Woo Pig Suey Tenacious Defense. There's a hog emoji. There's the hands emoji. There's the basketball. He's even bringing in the idea of having Tony Boo's roofing company standing on by because the fans are going to blow the roof off.
Oh,
this is a
plug.
punctuation-less text from Eddie from Clarksville from this morning. So if he changed Charlie's mind, he's getting everybody fired up right now. And the only way, by the way, the only way that you can follow up a call from Eddie in Clarksville is to douse yourself with lighter fluid and light yourself on fire. It's pretty much the only way.
That's the only way you're bringing the energy, and that's not energy. That's just pain.
There's no other way to match that guy's energy whatsoever. So, Eddie, if you're listening, you know the number. If you're not Eddie and you're listening, it's 877-377-6963.
And do love the text from Doug in Mountain Home. Says he just left work. He's headed home to feed the animals, change into white, and head to the game. Woo Pig Suey.
Very good.
Love it, man.
You got everything figured out, Doug, so be very safe driving and hope your animals have enough food because you might be staying here overnight. All right. Well, we're brought to you by our friends at Twin Peaks and Rogers. That's your sports headquarters. Got the 29-degree draft beer flowing, the kitchen bursts with made-from-scratch fan favorites. The game blasts from every angle, and you know what game we're talking about. It's the one today at 6 o'clock. So get in there for the ultimate game day experience or visit them online at twinpeaksrestaurant.com. You can order to-go or delivery and enjoy your Twin Peaks scratch favorites from home. More TVs, bigger screens, and their scenic views. More to watch at Twin Peaks, and they've got Arkansas basketball, Drew, on all the tees inside Twin Peaks restaurant in Rogers today. All right, we'll have Pat Smith from Jocks Radio in about 18 minutes, so plenty of times for your calls and texts. I do ask, though, when I had Drew sleep over the other night, should he have stripped the sheets?
I thought you said you were impressed with me.
Well, other listeners had other ideas. We'll see.
Got me in trouble with the missus, too.
This might be an old versus young thing again, Drew. Stay with us.
This is Toyota Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Get by your local Toyota dealer for a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places.
You know what that alligator would say?
After eating me,
I just had a bite of the youngest sports talk radio host in Arkansas.
I loved your guys' intro. Got me all fired up. Long-time listener, listening to you guys every day. Been listening since day one.
Because you know what BOAT stands for, right? Bust out another 1,000. That was, good Lord, man.
I'm trying to get rid of this moth.
Well, can we do it sometime other in the middle of the segment?
Don't miss the Morning Rush. Weekdays from 6 till 9. Only on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Ashley Air is a proud sponsor of Razorback Athletics. Heat up your home with a free furnace when you purchase a qualifying new system from Ashley Air. And till February 28th. Get no down payment, no interest for 72 months on qualifying systems. And the Ashley Air Quality Assurance Guarantee, their 12-year parts and labor warranty. Get a free furnace when you purchase a new system from Ashley Air. Just go to AshleyAir.com to schedule your appointment. That's AshleyAir.com.
Winter is actually a good time to paint. The paint store over here in Van Buren has the most popular colors on large sample boards so you can see the color in your home. Rather do some outside painting? Our low temperature application product allows you to paint down to 35 degrees. It's okay. Experience hometown customer service you won't get at a national brand and get free professional advice from our 34 years of experience. Come see Sue and her team at the paint store in Van Buren. Find us on the internet.
Spring crappie season is not far away, and Jelco Outdoors is stocked up on all the fishing gear you need for the spring season. Timmy Tom Jigs, Redneck Rubber, and Bobby Garland Baits, K9 Fishing Line, Todd Huckabee Rods, Shimano, Luz, Zebco, and Abu Garcia Reels. Just arrived, the all-new JB3 American-made rods. Get ready for spring fishing at Jelco Outdoors, your store for work and the great outdoors. Shop local. Shop Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
When it comes to COVID-19, there are several things you can do to protect yourself, your friends and loved ones, and your community. Wear a mask, wash your hands often, and continue to social distance when you are near other people. If you test positive or are exposed to COVID-19, you can get free, detailed information on what you need to do in order to prevent spreading COVID-19 to those around you. Just go to healthy.arkansas.gov. This message brought to you by the Arkansas Department of Health.
Riley Farm Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedures for you and your family. From general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics, Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confidence, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
We're remixed and remastered at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith. Some of your favorite apps, drinks, and desserts are now even better the second time around. Check out the sizzling cheesy bacon mac and cheese bites, a blast from the past with a whole new vibe. Also back are the famous Fridays fried mushrooms and the ultimate cheesy bacon cheeseburger. And all new at Fridays is the Oreo Madness, house-made giant Oreo cookies with cookies and cream ice cream coated in red and white sprinkles, served with chocolate sauce and a fresh strawberry. Come by or order online. It's your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 and Rogers in Fort Smith.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC is the River Valley's truck superstore. No one has a bigger selection of new and pre-owned trucks. If you need a regular cab work truck, Harry has them, and the biggest selection you'll find anywhere. Over 60 full-size pre-owned trucks are in stock now, and over 250 pre-owned vehicles are on the lot. And for the first time in 90 days, new 2021 trucks are on the ground. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. The area's truck superstore, Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
877-377-6963 for your calls and texts. Brendan in Paris says he's predicting Umude, Wade, and Note all score 15 points or more. Jalen gets his typical double-double. Hogs by 7. Rob from New Blaine says shooting percentage will determine whether Arkansas wins or loses. Can do all other things, but shooting percentage is the one thing that Muss can't control. I guess part of that could be also related on where the shots are coming from, the outside or the inside. I trust Arkansas to make the inside shots a little more, but against this defense, going to be tough to do. Mark McIntyre says, Elvis, baby! And we've got a call from Eddie in Clarksville. Who must have had...
Wonder what Edward has to say on the
ears
subject.
Must have been on fire there for a brief moment. Eddie, we had a couple... So yesterday, Jason was upset because we had him set you up. But all we did was just let the callers on the air based upon the order in which they called. So, Jason, that's on you. That's not on us. You and Eddie have to, work this thing out so you know how when to call. I'd rather set Eddie up than follow him. That's like trying to follow the Beatles after they came on Ed Sullivan. And the other thing was, who was it? Charlie said he didn't know how to follow you. I said, light your hair on fire. That's the only way to follow Eddie. Eddie, I like your text today. You're fired up. What's new?
Well, sir, if this can't get the fan base fired up, our program is rich in tradition. And we've had some big wins over the decades I've got to witness. No more than tonight at Bud Walton Arena, but Coach Muss and our team crank up that oven. And we're going to turn the recipe on the Tigers tonight and Bud Walton. How about that? This team is primed. The conditions, as I mentioned yesterday, are perfect for a big win in our program under Coach Muss and many more to come. Because this team is going to put the recipe to the Tigers tonight. As I said before, there's a recipe for homemade apple pie. There's a recipe for winning and losing. And there's a recipe for basketball hog delight, which is going to be on display tonight. I want the families take the roof off the house.
There you go. There you go. You have the Tony Boer Roofing Company standing by, don't you, Eddie? You're going to need to build a brand new roof on top of Bud Walton when this thing is all said and done. And part of the fuel of blowing the roof off is the sweat coming from Bruce Pearl. That's also a barometer of how Arkansas is playing today.
Well, I like Coach Pearl, but you're wrong, sir. When you talk about that you're coming, I won't answer tonight. When you wake up tomorrow morning, what's the best basketball environment you ever been in your life? Because you're fixing to walk into the oven tonight. We'll see you at Bud Walton.
All right, Eddie. Thank you for listening to our show.
I don't have the horn today, so I'm just going to have to go choo-choo. So, sorry.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not as good as Maddie.
That will never get played a second time. So we've got a very brave caller here who obviously
said he's okay
every
with
minute
it.
of this show and all the minutes on all the other shows here on your place for Top 40 Hits, ESPN Arkansas. It's JW in London, who ain't afraid to follow Eddie. I think there might be some people, JW, to be afraid to follow you.
Hey, I am so glad that my opening act got everybody warmed up, because now here's what we're going to do. There's only one thing we're going to do. This is JW Crow, London, Arkansas, and let's go rock and roll Hogs and win this game. Come on, rock and roll, Hog fans, and get there and be loud.
Was that you trying to top Eddie, J-Dub?
I guess it was. He dropped the mic moment.
He thought it was a drop the phone moment. I'm not sure exactly if it was.
It wasn't terrible.
There's really no way to follow an Eddie in Clarksville call other than for people to start texting us saying, you got to get him off the air. We can't have him here anymore. He drives me crazy.
He has a very split fan base. It's you either love Eddie, you're going to run through a wall for him, or you're turning the volume down in your car because he just split your eardrums.
I really do think the guy's got a heart of gold.
Oh, he seems very nice. I've never personally met him, but everything I've heard and, just talking to him for a few seconds before he gets on air, seems like a lovely person. I mean, I definitely wouldn't start a smear campaign against him.
Would you, if you stayed at Eddie's house for some odd reason? I don't know. You had a breakdown in Clarksville on your way to East-West Memphis. Would you strip the sheets on Eddie's bed? Which probably I can picture the guest bed at Eddie in Clarksville's house. It's all trains, it's train sheets.
Mm-hmm.
It's all locomotive stuff. It's Hog Delight stuff. Would you strip the Hog Delight off of Eddie in Clarksville's guest bed, or would you make the bed like you did when you crashed here?
If I left some part of fluid behind, whether that's what you might think it is, or whether it was really hot and I sweated, right? I left some sweat stains.
Some folks are sweatier than others.
I normally do not sweat when I sleep. Now, if it was a real hot July summer night and, I sweated in the bed, then sure, I would strip the sheets. But no, I think what I did on Sunday morning was acceptable and was, kind enough as being a good guest. And you got me in trouble. Or actually, I guess, JT,
don't blame me.
We had the conversation. Apparently, I got myself in trouble when I said that I always make the bed when I am a guest in someone's home. And the missus got upset because she says I never make her bed when I stay at her place. I'm not a guest in her household. I'm her boyfriend.
That makes you a guest, too.
I'm her soon-to-be fiance, husband, whatever you want to call our next step of our relationship. I am not a guest in her home.
Why are you trying to impress me and not her?
I don't need to make her bed. Because, and honestly, she should feel glad that I don't try to make her bed. She should feel happy that I feel like I'm at home and I'm not a guest in her household. Because, so let me just tell you something. To the missus. I know you're listening.
By the way, he's on his knees right now. His hands are clasped together. He's begging for forgiveness.
I just want you to know that by me not making the bed, I'm just showing you that I love you and that when I'm with you, I feel like I'm at home. And I don't make the bed in my own home, so that's why I don't make the bed when I'm in yours.
All right. I got to go.
See?
Throw up.
I think that's funny pretty good.
The break started here so I can go puke for a quick moment. The truth of the matter is that making the bed should be something you do together. Couples that do things together.
She has too many sheets and pillows, and I'd get them all mixed up.
It's teamwork, Drew.
It's best that I don't touch it.
Yeah, and the texts are coming in. Yep. Jackson's got a face palm. JT reminds you it's never your house. No matter even if you're the one paying most of the mortgage, it is never just your house. Yeah. She, sometimes I think she might deserve a medal. Every once in a while, I think she might deserve a medal.
Yeah, she probably does.
That was one of them. But you got to fold the laundry.
I do. I fold my own laundry.
All right, if you're not making the bed, you better clean the bathroom and fold the laundry and do the dishes.
I will.
All right? We're going to make this thing stick. 877-3776. Oh, no, don't call us in the next segment because we've got Pat Smith from WJOX Radio in Birmingham. We'll ask him questions about Auburn. We'll make fun of Auburn when he's not on the air with us. We'll be nice. And Pat's great, so that'll be fun. Stay with us.
This is Toyota Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Get by your local Toyota dealer for a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places.
Hardworking simplicity and serious durability. That's the winning combination you get when you pair a rugged Workmaster utility tractor with a Dura-Disc heavy-duty disc mower, both from New Holland and Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, and Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas. You'll maximize the tonnage of your hayfields by slicing a clean, close swath up to 10 foot 4 inches wide, all while operating in confidence and comfort with a Workmaster tractor with high visibility all-weather cab. Stop by Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, and Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas today to learn about this unstoppable New Holland team.
Are you sick of your dead-end job? Do you crave a career with a better work-life balance, better lifestyle, or maybe you'd like to work from home? It's a new year. Time for a new career in IT. At My Computer Career, you could start your career in months, not years. Attend classes day or night, live online. And we've rolled back tuition to help meet the demand for IT workers. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer opens like every other seltzer, pours like every other seltzer, but it's not like every other seltzer. USDA certified organic, no added sugar, and low cal, so you've never seen another seltzer quite like it. And with new refreshing flavors like black cherry and watermelon strawberry, you've never tasted one like it either. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi folks, Matchmaker Larry Rath here with a sweetheart of a deal from Rath Auto Resources. I'm on a mission to help you find the nicer, newer car of your dreams. So if the thrill is gone with your old ride, come see the best selection of Rath Road Ready vehicles we've had in over 2 years. Each one hand-picked and reconditioned in our Meineke Car Care Center. Just find the one you love the best and let our friendly, non-commissioned solution specialists do the rest. With discounts up to $4,100 below retail and the highest trade-in values ever, you'll be head over heels for the deals too. Gonna make it work with the car you have? Let us give it the attention it deserves in our Meineke Car Care Center with a free winter-ready inspection, half-off brakes, and buy 3 get 1 free on all tires. But hurry, this deal will be over quicker than your first crush. Start driving better today in a nicer, newer car you love from Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
For a limited time, Art's Barbecue and Burgers is serving up some great combo platters with all your favorite choices from Art's. Ribs and brisket, catfish and brisket, pulled pork and brisket, plus catfish and ribs. And you can add a hot link, sausage, or 2 tamales to any of the combo platters. Make your combo plate any way you want it to be. And don't forget, every Friday night is all-you-can-eat catfish at Art's. Art's Barbecue and Burgers, Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's in Fort Smith. Real smoked barbecue.
Forward! All right. 2022 annual passes are now available at the Ben Guerin Golf Course. We offer a variety of plans to fit your budget and needs. We have special pricing on juniors, seniors, and military. If you're looking for the best golf value in the River Valley, then look no further than Ben Guerin Golf Course. Book your 2022 tournament outings now. For more information, call the Pro Shop at 646-5301, go to benguerinGolf.com, or follow us on Facebook. When you think golf, think Ben Guerin.
Here it comes. Oh my goodness.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. Each day we see familiar faces who have supported us from the beginning because they see the benefits of an active lifestyle. We're also always meeting new customers who are taking their first steps towards making running or walking a part of daily life. We have the opportunity to share in their successes and help them achieve their goals. The people of Fort Smith and the River Valley are why we believe we were voted one of the best running stores in America. Visit us and see how we can help you. True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Find us on 99.5 and 1290 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
Pat Smith is a co-host on Three Man Front on WJOX Radio Birmingham, also co-creator of The Feinbaum Show. So with all this stuff happening in Auburn and the Razorbacks taking on the Auburn Tigers tonight, women's basketball plays Auburn Thursday night. This is a perfect guy to have on the show right now. Halftime right now is judiciously collecting information from a variety of perspectives, including our listeners, our sponsors, and the bosses, to swiftly move to understand any issues in accordance with university policies and procedures. Pat, does this sound like a familiar statement that you might have seen yesterday from the athletics department that you cover?
It's very familiar. Covering the Auburn athletics program for some time now, this is basically Auburn being Auburn. This is what you kind of expect. And yes, when you get those type statements and you read them on the air and then you try to dissect it even further, it would have to tell you the story that more than likely Brian Harsin has coached his last game as an Auburn Tiger.
Amazing. It really is, amazing to think what's transpired here. I mean, even in the last couple of weeks, even in the last handful of days. And if I was going by, what I was reading over the weekend, I would have thought he would have been done by now. But I mean, is there the sense that there's still a power struggle happening behind the scenes here, or is it pretty obvious that one side's about to win?
Well, here's what's going on. Basically, what took place is after National Signing Day, in which Auburn did not sign a player on National Signing Day, all their work had been done prior to. He went on a vacation to Mexico. He is still in Mexico. So when the proverbial you-know-what started hitting the fan towards the end of the week in regards to the Board of Trustees meeting, they're naming a new president at Auburn, all these other things started bubbling up with problems within the program. They've had about 19 to 20 players get in the transfer portal. Obviously, Derek Mason left, the defensive coordinator, heading to Oklahoma State. He took a $400,000 pay cut a year to go to Oklahoma State, so that's kind of a warning sign that he didn't want to be at Auburn anymore. Mike Bobo was fired as the offensive coordinator. Recruiting, they closed well back in December, but it was a situation where you're still 8th in the conference in recruiting. They just did not close very well in the state of Alabama. And so a lot of these things started building up, and he's been in Mexico. And so with all these claims with former players and possible former assistants, they have hired an independent counsel, outside law firm here in Birmingham that does work for Auburn. They are undergoing an investigation right now just at the whole athletics department level. And so the feeling is that once Brian Harsin comes back into the United States, he will have an opportunity to sit down with his boss and bosses, and I guess they will determine at that particular time if they have any evidence that shows malfeasance inside the football program. Now, again, we're not talking about, to my knowledge, no NCAA violations. What we're talking about here is basically a failure to do your job properly, or perhaps maybe there's some things that Auburn feels like that they could fire him with cause. So that's a long answer to your question, but I wanted to give it a kind of little pretext in regards to what is going on. Nothing really is going to happen with him in absentia. So once he gets back within the next 24 hours, I think that's when things will really start heating up in regards to what ultimately is potentially going to happen.
Well, then a simple question to wrap up this portion of the conversation, because we got a big basketball game that we want to hit on.
Absolutely.
Tonight. If Auburn beat Alabama, they played Alabama so well. If Auburn beat Alabama, would we be having these conversations right now? Would Harsin's job be in jeopardy?
That's a great question, and I guess that's one of those things that we will never know, because, again, that team limped at the finish line with Bo Nix breaking his leg. Losers of their last 5. They lost at South Carolina. They had Alabama basically beat until that famous drive by the Heisman Trophy winner. You probably are not having this conversation, but keep a couple things in mind here. When this job was given to Brian Harsin, Alan Green, the athletics director, really went outside the comfort level at a lot of people at Auburn. Early on in the season, before the Penn State game, I already started hearing rumblings that this was not a very good fit. He has not developed relationships within the high school community to be able to recruit at the level that he needs to recruit at. And when you have Kirby Smart an hour and a half away in Athens, and you have Nick Saban up the road, and then now Billy Napier's in Gainesville, you're talking about all the hotbed of recruiting for Auburn football is under attack on a daily basis by some of the best recruiters in the conference. I think that this marriage was doomed at the beginning. And so I think it's a situation now where Brian Harsin, he's telling people that he's digging in. Auburn would have to pay him $18.5 million for him to go away without cause. And so they just paid Gus Malzahn $21 million to go away. So a lot of people in Auburn kind of scratching their heads right now, wondering what's next and where do we go from here?
And Pat, we will get to the basketball, but I do just from outside looking in, it does feel, especially with the rumors of infidelity, which people that I've asked, national and some people that cover the program don't really 100% know where they come. It almost feels like it's an inside job to try to take him out. Is that how it is, like on the inside covering it, or are there other factors and maybe just the infidelity rumor and is kind of murking up the water?
Well, one thing's for sure, being in the state of Alabama and covering the likes of Mike Dubose having an extramarital situation that ultimately cost him his job. You had Mike Price, who took the Alabama job, and he was fired before coaching one down because of an incident that took place down in Pensacola, Florida at a strip club. So we've kind of been down this road before, but the people that I talked to, there is no evidence as of right now that's been told to me that would show any for cause to get rid of him. And so that would kind of play to some of these internet fodder, the rumors about things that potentially had gone on inside that football office. But again, the guys that are down there every single day covering this, as of just a couple hours ago, they said as of right now, there's no information that has become available to them that would indicate that he has done something that would cause him to be fired and lose any type of buyout money that Auburn owes him.
Well, I appreciate you helping us clear this up because there has just been a lot of question marks surrounding it and kind of really the time frame of it. But something that we all know is right here about to happen. Arkansas hosting number 1 Auburn tonight at 6 o'clock at Bud Walton Arena. And I think that for the Arkansas side, it's all about how you stop Walker Kessler. And covering it from the Auburn side and watching it from the Auburn side, is that actually possible? I mean, one, to cover him on the offensive side, and 2, to try to beat him on the defense.
Yeah, I mean, one thing's for sure. I mean, not that I'm, trying to, say something that is completely, out of this world. But if Walker Kessler gets in foul trouble, then it's a completely different game. You saw a game in Tuscaloosa earlier this season where he got in foul trouble, and Alabama was able to go inside, something that they're not very good at doing. If Kessler gets in trouble from a foul perspective, then that could open up the post game, and that could be a problem for Auburn. Keep in mind, Zep Jasper, who did not play in the Georgia game over the weekend, he's their starting point guard. It's questionable whether he's going to be able to play tonight. That would mean that Wendell Green Jr. is going to get more playing time. He's more of a guy that's going to come in to kind of give Zep Jasper, some time to rest. He would be having the bulk of him running the offense. But Jabari Smith, I mean, he's the guy. He only scored 7 points against Georgia. He was 2 of 7 from the field. He only took 7 shots. I mean, this guy is probably going to be the player of the year in the SEC. And so if he doesn't come out of the gate and you get Walker Kessler in foul trouble, then all of a sudden you got a completely different game. I will tell you, the people in the state of Alabama, they are extremely concerned about this game tonight. They really are. They think Arkansas is primed to knock off Auburn based on all the fact of what Auburn's have been dealing with, just like every team is, with some injuries and guys banged up, things of that sort. But it's a tough place to play. Obviously, the fans are going to be fired up playing the number 1 team in the nation. So Auburn knows they've got their hands full tonight.
Yeah, but this is a team that's shown that they can win games when they're not on. I mean, look at the Missouri game. I mean, look at Georgia. I mean, they're a double overtime loss against UConn away from being undefeated. Never mind just being the number one team in the country. This is a team by now, Pat, that just has to have great. The fans might feel one way, but I mean, this team, they're winning games in a lot of different ways. It's not always the same script, and that's the hallmark of a team that can make an incredibly deep run, belongs at the top of the rankings right now, and I mean, fans might be a little nervous. I'd be nervous. I think the Auburn players just have to have supreme confidence because they've already won games where they've, quite honestly, not played well.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. There have been a few games, and just like any season, it's a long basketball season. You try to bring your best game each and every night, but there are nights that you just can't hit those shots, and you get in foul trouble, and certain things happen. But the games that you mentioned, those have been opportunities for lesser teams to be able to take care of Auburn. This is the best Auburn basketball team that I've seen covering this team now for almost a quarter of a century. And it even goes back to the Final Four team just a couple of years ago that Bruce Pearl had. This is a deep team. You've got NBA-like talent. The transfers have really come into play this year. And the way Bruce Pearl, the tactician that he is, has been able to motivate these guys, and the way that he attacks the different types of defenses that brings problems to this offense. He's done a really nice job there. This Auburn team has won 7 straight road games. They have not done that since 1958. So this is rarefied air in regards to Auburn basketball, what they've been doing. It's just a historic season. Again, they know that they've got their hands full tonight. And to be honest with you, if you probably asked Bruce Pearl privately, he probably at some juncture over the course of the next week or two wouldn't mind probably Auburn dropping a game just to maybe perhaps get their attention and be able to really get focused for that final run into the SEC basketball tournament and then obviously into March Madness.
You mentioned a couple of words describing Bruce Pearl there, tactician, motivator. Just the fact that he got Auburn to the Final Four and to the tournament after all those years without making the tournament and turned this, football mad school right now into a place that's got an atmosphere, at least on television, and I'm sure in person, looks like the envy of the SEC in some ways. What is it about Bruce Pearl that just makes him such a good fit for Auburn? I mean, he's been a good coach no matter where he's been, but he hasn't quite had the run anywhere else that he's got going on at Auburn.
Yeah, let's just be honest. I mean, first off, if you've been around Bruce, I mean, he's infectious. I mean, that is the way he is, off the court, on the court. That's Bruce Pearl. If there had not been that infamous barbecue incident in Knoxville, Tennessee, I think he would still be at Tennessee, and Tennessee would probably have multiple Final Fours. Nothing against Rick Barnes, but I think Bruce Pearl had that thing cooking. Auburn took a chance on him. Nobody else wanted to take a chance on Bruce Pearl because of, obviously, the NCAA situation that happened in Knoxville. He comes to Auburn. He gets the program going. They've got a brand-new arena that was opened up, obviously, a few years ago. He now makes more than the current football coach at Auburn. He makes $5.4 million a year. Brian Harston makes $5.1 million a year. I never thought that in my lifetime I would be able to say that about an Auburn basketball coach over the football coach. They've got a brand-new basketball practice facility that the Board of Trustees voted on Friday that they have approved. So Bruce Pearl has got this thing cooking. And because of his infectiousness, because of the way that he goes about his business, again, on and off the court, trying to sell the program and selling basketball. Listen, basketball in the state of Alabama, I mean, it's had its ups and downs. But what Nate Oates is doing in Tuscaloosa, what Bruce Pearl is building there, what Andy Kennedy is doing at UAB in downtown Birmingham, it's a very special time to be a basketball fan in the state of Alabama because typically we don't turn it on to basketball until after National Signing Day in the first week of February. But these guys have been able to elevate the game of basketball in the state of Alabama, and obviously Bruce Pearl is one of the major reasons to do that.
Yeah, Pat, I've heard a story of one time that Alabama was playing in the NCAA tournament. It was the same day as the spring game, and the spring game actually drew better TV numbers than an NCAA tournament in the same school. But with the state that college basketball is in Alabama with, like you said, UAB, Alabama, and Auburn, and the fact that Auburn really did take a chance on Bruce Pearl, now they've given him that contract, does he finish out? Does he repay that favor and stay at Auburn until they may quietly ask him to leave? Or do you think there's still a job or two out there that could really grasp his attention?
I don't think so. I think based on what Auburn showed him in regards to their faith in him by giving him this contract extension, paying him what he's being paid. Listen, I think the Louisville opportunity was real. Mm-hmm. There was genuine interest in both sides of him potentially being the next coach of the Louisville Cardinals after they made the change with Chris Mack just a couple weeks ago. That's why Auburn decided to step up to the plate, sign Bruce to the new 8-year contract, show him the love, and also give him the basketball-only facility, something that obviously he wants to utilize in recruiting. I think he's in Auburn as long as he wants to be in Auburn. I don't know of another job. I don't know if a blue blood like let's say a Kentucky, if that came open, if that is something that would interest him or not. But I think Bruce Pearl is an Auburn guy, and he will be there until he decides to call it quits and probably go do TV again.
Pat, appreciate you hopping on. Thank you so much. Do great work at Jocks.
Thanks, guys. Enjoyed it. Should be a good game tonight.
You got it.
Appreciate it, Pat.
Pat Smith from Jocks Radio. I mean, we haven't quite covered it like that before here, but I remember when we first started halftime, football was at the bottom of the barrel. Mm-hmm. I mean, bottom of there was no barrel. We weren't even in the barrel for crying out loud. Baseball was doing well. Basketball was kind of in the middle there. But what you got at Auburn right now with you have no clue what's going to happen with football. Men's basketball is where they've never been before. It's just such an interesting little happenstance for the folks over there at Jock. 877-377-6963 to close out with us today. Got a 6 o'clock tip. You got a 5:30 airtime with Chuck and Z. Get out of work early if you need to make it to the game. Boy, is it going to be a night to remember. We'll be right back.
Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith is the place to be if you're in the market for a new or a pre-owned vehicle. The weather in Arkansas, it's crazy. One day, it's 70 degrees. 2 days later, snow, sleet. It's crazy. If the four-wheel drive is what you're looking for, then you've come to the right place. Randall Ford has several four-wheel drives in stock, and they're ready to take care of all your needs when it comes to your next vehicle purchase.
Start the new year at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Joe's Grill and Cantina has daily specials like Mexicali Monday with 2 of your favorite sides, Taco Tuesdays with crispy tacos just $1 each, and don't forget everyone's favorite Fajita Fridays. And watch every Hogs game at Joe's. Half-price apps and taps during every televised game. The best Tex-Mex in town is at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
Ask Shelter agent Phil Hicks about a free insurance review.
Fishing never stops. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle has everything from jigs to raincoats, Todd Huckabee crappie rods, Bobby Garland crappie jigs, and stay warm and dry with a River West rain suit, the area's largest selection of Zoom plastics, Flash Mob Jr., Kitech swim baits, Mega Bass rods, plus rattle traps, life jackets, and rod and reel repair. Find all the top brands and everything you need at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 1 mile east of I-540 on Highway 64. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
With over 40 years combined experience, the team at the law offices of Craig L. Cook understand the definition of work. Real work. Working for you. Whether you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help navigating bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook, with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
NWA Gold and Silver has moved to a new location in Fort Smith at 4600 Rogers Avenue across from Med Express. NWA Gold and Silver is always buying gold and silver, scrap, bullion, and coins. Plus, NWA Gold and Silver buys and sells jewelry of all kinds. Diamond rings, wedding bands, engagement rings, earrings, and more. Bring in your gold or silver today to the people that pay the most and have the best deals. NWA Gold and Silver in their new location at 4600 Rogers Avenue across from Med Express in Fort Smith.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Is this the right decision? Living with an aging parent can bring stress, uncertainty, and guilt. Ease those emotions and trust that they are safe and happy at Dalton's Place at Waldron. Living in this community improves the health, nutrition, and housing for your loved one, regardless of income. Private apartments allow your mom or dad to keep their independence while their health is always monitored. Contact us today to see if your loved one qualifies. Dalton's Place at Waldron, 520 West 2nd Street. Your well-being first.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey! What I want, you've got, and it might be hard to handle. But like a flame that burns a candle, the candle feeds the flame. Yeah, what I got, full stock.
Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
Quick wrap up here on halftime. First, a reminder about Riley Farm Dental. Our friends Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan serving to give their patients better lives and comfortable experiences in the dental chair, providing all procedures, braces, implants, cosmetics, and the easy, simple stuff. Been voted top 3 best of the best 4 years running. That's Riley Farm Dental, 226-3500 to make an appointment. You can get more info at rileyfarmdental.com. Visit them at 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, right at the entrance of Riley Farms in the Fort. I think Austin liked that Hall & Oates you had playing there, Drew.
I mean, who doesn't like Hall & Oates, though? I saw something on Twitter of a picture of Hall & Oates this morning, and I guess The Who is doing a comeback tour, because I saw pictures that or tweets that they'll be stopping in Memphis as one of their stops, and I saw a comment under a picture of Hall & Oates, the real comeback concert series we all need.
Outstanding. You know, there's one
Love
song. There's one Hall & Oates song that the lead singer is Oates that was a big hit. Only one.
I was about to say, Oates don't sing.
He just looks. He just gives you that look with that stash. You Lost That Love and Feeling, the remake. That was sung by Oates.
Okay.
All right, we got something else we got to hit, though, here, because, Drew, you got a podcast dropping.
Yes, I do.
Tomorrow? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about this opportunity. Glad Tommy and Ty put enough faith in me to actually put this whole thing together and to give me the opportunity to have my own creative avenue from something that I really do enjoy, something that I don't get to talk about all the time. And I feel like there's enough of y'all out there that I think you'll really enjoy this podcast. And what subject that it's going to be on is the NBA. I think there is an NBA market here in the natural state. And plus, NBA is a worldwide market. Who knows? We might be able to bring some people who aren't big Razorback fans into the Hit That Line family and community. So tomorrow at about 1:30, the first episode of NBA Views from the Cruise, hosted by myself, Drew Barrett, will be dropping with our first guest is the radio voice of the Dallas Mavericks, Chuck Cooperstein. And we will be releasing a new episode every Wednesday up until the end of the NBA Finals. Fingers crossed. Hopefully we make it that long. But NBA Views from the Cruise, it's different than just your average NBA talk podcast. Don't get me wrong. I will talk NBA, give my views and opinions on everything going around the professional game that dribbles. But all of our guests will be members of TV and radio crews, local crews that follow the team for all 82 games. So obviously Chuck Cooperstein fits that bill as the radio voice of the Dallas Mavericks. Episode 2 next week, I'll have Pete Pranica on, the TV voice from Bally Sports of the Memphis Grizzlies. And then week 3, we have Todd Graffanini, the radio voice of the New Orleans Pelicans, and we'll slowly but surely be trying to make our way through all 30 teams this year, giving you updates on the NBA season, talking about all the great stories around the NBA with the teams of our guests. And also, I wanted to be a little different. You know, we were bringing on an exclusive guest list, so it's not a lot of room to wiggle. Hopefully, we do knock off as many 30 teams as we possibly can. But I wanted to deep dive into what makes these media members the professionals that they are, and why they got into TV or why they got into radio, what makes the NBA special to them. And, you know, you learn about the people that you invite into your cars, into your living rooms on a nightly basis. So tune in tomorrow, 1:30 for episode 1 will be dropping on the Hit That Line Podcast Network.
We'll just make sure that they strip the sheets when they're done in the guest room, your guests, okay?
Okay, real quick. I also forgot to do it yesterday. I have to give a happy birthday to the missus' father, Mr. FBI himself.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. I'm sorry, I forgot yesterday.
He's got spies making sure.
I did text him, though, yesterday. I texted him yesterday. I just forgot to publicly say it. So happy birthday, Mr. Tom.
All right. Well, that was an intimidating moment on halftime, wasn't it? Enjoy the game tonight. Win or lose, rush the floor or not, let's just have fun, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Back with you tomorrow on halftime. Get up, get out, get better.
It's time to stop searching and start driving. Between February 16th and March 7th, get $70 reward card or virtual account after online submission. With the purchase of 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires,